Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to share 3 sciatica stretches. If you have sciatica issues, it's something I come across so often with my students. If you feel that numbness in your glute, in the upper hamstring, maybe all the way to a knee, the back of the knee that is, or even all the way down to your foot in more severe cases, you've come to the right place. What you'll be needing is a soft surface, maybe something like a yoga mat or a carpet, a yoga strap, or any form of a belt really, just to get around the foot at a later stage, as well as a chair or anything that you can sit on. We'll just use the prop to get our legs into a specific position. Before we get started, just scan your body and assess your level of pain on a scale from 1 to 10. Drop a comment at the end of the video to tell me how much better you feel after we've done the 3 stretches. Let's get started. So make your way down onto the floor. As you come down, position your elbows slightly in front of your shoulders. If it's quite intense in your back, then you might want to keep your chest close to floor at first and just think of pulling your shoulders back and down, lifting your head and getting a slight lift in the chest. Your range of motion will not be that big at the moment. You'll simply dip in chest and once again pulling shoulders down and lifting in head. That would be a good starting point. The more you move up and down, the more repetitions you do, hopefully from this back extension, you will be able to make the movement a bit bigger, eventually perhaps straightening the arms. What is important is to breathe. As you exhale, you come down. Inhale, lifting up, shoulders away from ears. You push your pelvis into the floor, you can keep moving. So see what type of movement you can do. But it's inhale up and exhale down. In breath up, exhale down. The more you do, the more likely you are to bring your hands a bit closer to your shoulders. If that's the case, slide your hands closer. Inhale to lift and exhale, forearms down. Inhale up, exhale down. You can keep moving. So I would recommend doing this movement at least 20 repetitions. You can work it up to 40 repetitions every morning when you wake up and at night before you go to bed. What we do here is we get the spine in extension, so we are working into the spine and aiming to get that gel-like substance back into its position so that it doesn't push against the nerve, causing that numbness, discomfort and pain in your back. Lifting up on the inhales, exhale down. In breath up, exhale down. Maybe you can slide your hands a bit closer to the shoulders. Now it's starting to look more like a cobra pose. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Feel that it's not just the arms doing the work, but you feel the back muscles working as you lift in the chest. And it assists you coming back down. So we're using the back strength, strengthening your back in the process in order to look after your back. So lifting up and coming down. Inhale up, we'll do 2 more. Exhale down. 1 more, taking it up. Exhale. Bring it down. Position your hands below your shoulders. Push yourself back into a child's pose. You can get your knees apart. It's just a counter stretch, stretching the back out a little bit. Then making your way back up onto all fours for our second exercise. Your hands below shoulders, knees below hips. You'll use an exhale to tuck your chin round your spine, get space between your shoulder blades and draw navel to spine in the process. Inhale, arch in your back. Do the complete opposite. Tilt your bum up, shoulder blades closer together, looking up. Exhale, round in the spine. We flex the entire spine. Inhale to dip, arching in the back, extending your neck, looking up. Exhale, empty lungs and round. Inhale, arching in your back, looking up. Just keep moving. We aim to get as much movement in the spine as possible. Exhale to empty and round. Inhale to arch, tilting in the back, looking up. One more on each side. You round, cat stretch. Inhale, arching and looking up. Exhale, take it back to a neutral spine. It's time to get your chair or block, whatever you'll be needing for your third and final exercise. So for the last exercise, I've got a block. Resting the legs on the block would be a nice way to approach the posture. Have your strap at hand. So carefully get down onto your back. Take your legs onto the block. Most important thing is for the spine to be flat on the floor. Taking your strap, I'd suggest starting with the leg where you feel a bit of numbness or pain running down the leg. Get the strap around the ball of your foot, not to the center of your foot, ball of the foot. Slowly start to straighten your leg. Keep your spine on the floor. Flex your foot by pulling onto the strap. Now the foot stays in line with the shoulder. You're not pulling it to the midline. As you keep the foot aligned, find a position with your hand on the strap that's comfortable. As you hold this position, you can, over time, pull the leg a little bit closer to the shoulder, but it's important to keep your leg straight. So regardless of the flexibility, leg is straight, foot is flexed, and you hold this position. It seems very basic, but what's happening here is we stretch the hamstring in isolation, and in turn, with the back being nice and flat on the mat, we just create a little bit of space between the vertebrae to allow, once again, that gel-like substance to move back into position as we create a little bit more space in a very safe manner. Now these exercises you can do at least twice a day, and I would recommend that you do them for at least a week and check in at the end of a week to get a clear idea of how much better your back is and to keep that sciatica from flaring up. This in itself is a very good routine you can do for general back health. Getting the hamstrings in this case to be more supple will allow for better movement, preventing back pain. You can hold this for 90 seconds, 2 minutes. You can work it up to about 10 minutes per leg. That sounds quite intense, but it's a very safe stretch to do. Because of the way we live our lives today, or at least in today's day and age, we sit a lot, so from being in a seated position often, the hamstrings get very tight, and in turn, it creates a lot of tension for the back. Most back injuries or most back pain is purely because of posture. So when we work on posture, we should be able to eliminate that problem. You can maybe take the leg a little bit higher, but keeping the leg straight. It's time to do the opposite side. So lower the leg, bending into the knee. Take the strap around your opposite leg as you place the straight leg onto the chair or block. Strap around the ball of the foot once again, flexing in the foot. Wherever your flexibility is at, keep the leg straight. Foot in line with the shoulder in that plane. And you simply hold. Breath is nice and deep. The idea is definitely not to see how far you can take the leg, and in the process, you lift your lower back off the mat. The pelvis stays firmly on the floor. We are simply working into the hamstrings. It's fairly easy to keep track of time. You can use your phone, you can use a wristwatch. I'd recommend that you do both legs. Same amount of time. It would be a really good habit if you dedicate up to 10 minutes per leg each day. You'll find that over time, with the hamstring getting more flexibility, your toes will be more or less in line with the shoulder eventually. And if your sciatica is very intense, then you just take it very easy and you move slowly in and out of the postures. And you're going to slowly start to lower the leg, bend the knee. You can place the strap or belt aside, bring your knees into your chest, hugging your knees a bit closer to chest. And to get out of this position, slowly turn over onto your side and carefully push yourself up into a seated position. As you get back into a nice upright seated position, take a moment to assess your level of pain. And let me know in the comments below how you feel. Stay happy, strong, and healthy.